Some time with the kids. Project Porch Light folks were great. They educated the kids. They taught them what they needed, the information that they needed, both to make a 30-second presentation and answer any questions that the residents had. To me, you get 2 community service credits for that, maybe even 3, right? Because they're using their body and they're using their brain. Don't underestimate the importance of the community service credits. Excuse me. The kids need them. They desperately need them. All the religious schools require them. The kids that are 13, 14, and then I mentioned the National Honor Society, and of course for college. From their perspective, being on a teen advisory committee and developing these leadership principles and doing it in the town makes for great essay writing. I don't know if any of you, probably some of you have kids that have gone through that process going into college, but I was amazed that my son applied to 15 different schools, and I think all 15 of them had a section about community service. And it's not enough anymore to just be a member of an organization. You have to be a leader. That's what sets you apart. And we always teach our kids that it's very competitive, going into college. How do you distinguish yourself from other people that have the 3.5 grade point average and other people that got the 2,000 on the SATs? What do you have? What do you bring to the table that's a little bit different? Well, the other kids, maybe they're members of an organization, but our kids are actually leaders. And I want to just come full circle on that because I think Jake mentioned it. Really at its core, that's what it's about. It's a leadership group. We tell the kids on day 1, first time they come, it's not a social group. If you're coming here thinking you're going to go to a dance and go on a trip or anything like that, not happening. We are developing leaders. And our format for our meetings, and there's a sample agenda in your bags, our format for our meetings, you'll see everything that we do ties into leadership and the leadership skills that are necessary to become a leader. Public speaking is not easy. I mean, you saw amazing presentations this morning. This happens at every single TAC meeting. It doesn't start like that. When a kid comes into our program at age 13, they're nervous. They don't want to stand up. I have a 13-year-old daughter. She says, "Dad, I'm not doing it." Just won't do it. So how do we start them out? Every meeting we say, show of hands, who's first time to a TAC meeting? Come on up. What? Just come on up. Stand in front of the microphone, say your name, don't do this. Look out, project, say what school you're from, tell us a little bit something about yourself. It breaks the ice. At the end of the meetings, we have an open microphone, and we invite kids to come up, we're not on our leadership board, who have done something for their school, for their community that they'd like to share. Now, we're not doing it because we want to give them a pat on the back, that's part of it. We want them to come up and learn how to speak publicly. We invite guests. We have guest speakers. The mayor has come. Councilwoman President Rainey Martyr has come. Other council people have come. Senator Beck came. Congressman Holt came. We tie it into leadership. Everything that we do, we tie into leadership and leadership development. It is an incredibly rewarding experience for everybody, and I can't tell you. I look forward to working with this group on a daily basis. With everything that's going on, working with these kids and making a difference in their lives. And when a parent comes over to you and says something, thank you, you're a positive influence on my son or daughter. You can't pay me enough money. I mean, it's just extraordinary when you hear that, and then you see these kids, and you saw it today. I'm sure some of you were sitting there watching Danny and Bonji saying, what is going on here? What does this have to do with starting a teen advisory committee in your town? We wanted you to be wowed. We wanted you to see that they're teenagers, and they're not adults, but they're not kids. And these teens are extraordinary, and they're bright, and they're energetic, and they want to do good for their town, and they will make you look good, and they will make your town look good. All right, I have a bag that each of you got, just real quickly so you know what you're looking at. It's sort of a starter pack. There's the article that was in the League of Municipalities newsletter, which you can read. We gave you a sample agenda, and you'll see it's mirrored on our town council agendas. The kids actually sit up on the dais in the same room that our council meets. Starts with the Pledge of Allegiance, and they work through their agenda. And we give them a lot of discretion. I think Jake had mentioned that we meet with the kids bi-monthly with the group at large. However, we meet with this group, with the executive board, every other month. So the adult facilitators are essentially meeting once a month. We also meet for a half an hour before each meeting of the group at large, and we work with the leadership team here on developing the leadership principle for the next meeting, developing the agenda for the meeting, making some suggestions, and then we turn it over to them. That said, when you start a program like this, you're going to be spending more time early on. I'm sure you understand why. The kids don't know. It's new in your town. Our kids can run a meeting without us at this point. But in the early stages, you're going to have to prepare the agenda. You're going to have to arrange for the elections. You'll have to interface with your council, get the resolution passed. You'll have to do a lot of legwork. And therefore, you're going to need support from the parents of the kids. I would say minimally get 3. Ideally, get 5 parents and whack up the responsibilities early on. Because you'll find yourself overwhelmed in the beginning just getting it started. Now, we will help you. If you're interested, we'll help you and we'll make the suggestions. We'll give you some of the forms that we have. But if you're prepared to put some time in early, it's a good investment. You're planting a seed and then that thing grows and you'll be able to step away and let the kids run with the program. The logo, I love this. We ran a contest in our town. I forgot what the prize was, $500? $250. We ran $250. We got out of the budget. We ran a contest to come up with a logo. And we do good, but we challenged the kids to come up with a logo. And it was really cool. A lot of kids that are very artistic. And they submitted it, and we put it through a process. We weeded it down to 10, and then 5, and then 3, and the kids ultimately voted on it, and this is what we came up with. And we use this on everything. You'll see, I think it's important that you brand your program, your TAC program, because it becomes recognizable in the same way that you market a business and you have a trademark, and that trademark gets name recognition and visual recognition. I would recommend that you do the same thing in your town, because people see it and then they become comfortable with it. Case in point, we had run a Project Porch Light initiative a couple of years back, and we didn't have t-shirts for the kids. Now, guess what? You think this is a great idea. The kids are knocking on the door, giving away free light bulbs. Who's going to say no? But guess what the perception is of the resident? Who are these hoods coming to my house to rob me? Said, So we got the kids t-shirts. Oh, you guys are with the Teen Advisory Committee program. Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll listen to what you have to say. So I think it's worthwhile to come up with a logo, and the contest was kind of fun. This is the community service form. We're sort of on the honor system. It's on the website. The kids print it out. What they'll do is they'll fill in the date, they'll fill in the event and the description of the service, and then they'll fill in the number of community service credits. It operates for them as a log, essentially. When my son was applying to college, I was trying to remember back to what he did as a freshman, because they want to know what you've been doing. Colleges want to know what you've been doing. So these things serve as a nice log. We sign off on it. The kids will submit it. They need our signature for National Honor Society things going on in school. And lastly is a copy of the resolution that we have. You don't need to copy this, but you'll see 4 years ago what was on our mind when we introduced this through the council. Let's see, I've been up here a little longer than I anticipated, but I just wanted to, before I sit down, just mention that our kids, in addition to being reactive to our community, meaning people are calling us asking for help, they also come up with their own initiatives, which is really cool, because we challenge them, as part of developing leaders, to set goals. And in order to set goals, they need to think and brainstorm. And we've actually, out of this process, we've come up with some really cool initiatives. You saw it on the video a moment ago. The computer training, which Gordon's going to talk about momentarily, is huge. The seniors, I don't know if you know this, are the fastest growing demographic in the United States on computer use. Now, who better to train seniors on how to use computers? The generation that grew up with computers. And it's fantastic. The Wii, you saw pictures of that. The kids go into the over 50 homes and they show them how to use the wand. If you're not familiar with the Wii, you don't have to be in great shape. We had a boxing match between 2 guys in wheelchairs, and they literally, this is all they could do. And the punches were being thrown, and it was really wonderful. And also with the cell phones, programming in speed dial, these were all initiatives of the tech kids. So we're both, I would say, proactive and reactive. I'm going to introduce Ela Vanda, another member of our board. She's extraordinary, and I think that the video captured it. This is somebody that has community service and giving back, in her blood. wasn't even aware that we had this program in our town, was traveling around the world doing community service, found out about our Teen Advisory Committee program, and she's now one of our strongest members. So without further ado, Elif.
Good morning. My name is Elif Anda. I'm on the Marlboro Teen Advisory Committee Executive Board. I go to Marlboro High School. I'm a senior, 17 years old, and I enjoy doing good. I love this group. It's become a huge part of my life. I look forward to every single meeting that we have. I look forward to public speaking. I look forward to getting the email saying, hey, there's somebody that needs your help. Would you like to go? Absolutely. It's amazing. It's such a great time. So the one thing that I've learned in my short time that I've been on the executive board and as a member of the Teen Advisory Committee is that community service, as Larry said, is not optional. It's something that our community should foster and something that should be in here within everybody. It should be something that you want to do, not something that you have to do for school. Sure, if you get the credits, it's nice. Yeah, colleges do like to see that. But at the same time, you're getting a really good feeling in here when people give you feedback on things that you're doing in the community. Back to Project Porch Light, which was in the video and mentioned by a lot of members up here. We were handing out light bulbs to the community, and I was assigned, along with Jake and a few other members, Rosemont, which is a neighborhood in our town that is predominantly senior citizens. So we're walking around the neighborhood and we're handing out light bulbs, speaking to a few members, and a man just kind of drives by, slows down his car, rolls down the window and says, "Are you with the Teen Advisory Committee?" We said, yes, we were wearing our shirts. He noticed us, he recognized us, and he said, "I got the email this morning saying that you were going to be in our neighborhood handing out the bulbs, and I was excited." He said, "I really was excited to see that you were going to be coming in," because he said, it's nice to know that, you know, us elderly people are not forgotten about and that people do actually care to stop by our neighborhood and give us light bulbs to see how we're doing, say hi, get involved in the community. He said it was really nice to see youth like yourselves getting involved and making our community a better place to live. And that is basically what the Teen Advisory Committee is about. It's about doing things for the community to better the place that you're living in and to make it a better place for everyone there. And if everyone can do this in their towns, if it spreads, if it goes into other towns, goes to the state, our country, imagine what a better place we'd be living in. It'd be amazing. Everyone would want to do good things for each other and better their communities, better their living styles, better their relationships with other people, as well as working on their leadership skills, public speaking skills, and communicating with people in their neighborhoods. So, Teen Advisory Committee is the way to go. Thank you.
Good morning. Hi. Okay, that's why I'm an adult facilitator, right there. My name is Natalie Loeb, and along with Larry and my husband Gordon, we are considered the adult facilitators for TAC. And just watching the teens this morning, I think you can probably start to feel some of the pride that we feel as we watch them do what they're doing. The name of this workshop is Tapping into the Power of Teens. And what we believe is that kids can do anything. And when we just set it up for them a little bit, give them a little bit of guidance, provide a little bit of support, and let them go, it's amazing what they can do. So the initiatives that they're talking about, the types of things that you saw in the video, it for now, like Larry said, it pretty much runs itself. At the beginning, yes, it took quite a bit of work. I will also say it takes a lot of teamwork amongst the people that you see up here. And again, we're very, very lucky and fortunate to have the support that we do. The Mayor Jonathan Hornick mentioned that he has a huge sense of pride in this group. We all have a huge sense of pride, and I think that you can see why. Larry mentioned that it feels really good doing this kind of work. It feels really good doing this kind of work. And when you see the teens do the kinds of things that they're doing, that's why we want to be TAC facilitators. It's really a great honor to work with the kids in the town. Now I'm going to introduce the other lobe in the lobes and let my husband talk a little bit about the one of our most important initiatives.
Thank you. The computer training initiative is, as was mentioned, one of our strongest initiatives, and it is a great, it could also be called bridging the gaps and having great conversations and interaction between the teens and the seniors in our town. It's such a wonderful experience. And what I want to talk about is how to start it mostly. we had overcoming adversity as the leadership principle early on. And when you start a program like this, just the Teen Advisory Committee in general, and then the computer training program, there are certain things that you have to overcome. You have to, first of all, get the word out that this is happening, that there's a free computer training program sponsored by the Teen Advisory Committee. But then you have to overcome some of the initial challenges of the seniors are going to invite teens into their home to show them how to use their computers. That really hasn't been done before, so that was another issue that we had to address. We got great support from the township, from Mayor Hornick, also from the Senior Advisory Committee. We went to the Senior Advisory Committee meetings. We explained what we were trying to do. I took kids out to the first 20 or 25 of the initial computer trainings because we wanted to see what was going to happen. When we first took the teens into the seniors' homes, there was a little bit of, not tension, but yeah, maybe a little bit of tension. They didn't know what was going to happen. The seniors didn't know what was going to happen. The teens really weren't sure what they were going to encounter. But then they started talking, they got onto the computer, and in 2 seconds, they started talking about other things. About life, about stories, there was this one lady who was great, her name was Doris, and we went into her home, and we're starting with the computer, and then about 5 minutes into the computer training, we were helping her with the email and the AOL and everything, and we got onto, okay, let's teach you how to search the web. And we're like, what do you like to do? And she's like, I love jazz. So the person I was with loved jazz, the teen, one of the teens. She showed us her jazz collection that was unbelievable. Her husband had passed away, and she had this unbelievable collection, and the teens were looking at it, and they just interacted. It was awesome. So there are a lot of stories like that, and it really bridges the generation gap. But to really get this going, you have to have strong commitment from the parent volunteers, from the teens. There are scheduling issues. You have to coordinate the schedules with the seniors. With the teens, you have to have an adult facilitator involved as well. We don't just let the teens be dropped off by their parents at the seniors' homes. You have to be there with them for the hour. And we teach them a lot of great things when we're there. So the coordination, the help from the Senior Advisory Committee or whatever committee you have set up in your town that might be working with seniors, the support from the administration, and strong parent facilitators that want to continue to have this go, and parent volunteers. Computer training is awesome. The interaction you saw with the Wii at the assisted living facilities, we're really changing the image of teens in our town as far as how the seniors see them. They now see, as Larry mentioned earlier, they don't see young people that have no interest in what's going on with the seniors. They see people that they want to talk to, that they can relate to, that they want to share their stories. So it's a wonderful way of bridging the gaps, and it's a wonderful thing to be part of the Teen Advisory Committee. And again, if you have any questions on setting things up, especially the computer training initiative, please contact us. We'll be happy to talk to you further. Now I just want to bring up Elif again. She's going to start a question and answer session, if you will. We have some time left, so if you have any questions based on what you've seen up here today, please feel free, and Elif will take that away.
Just going to use this mic because it's closer to all of you.